the whitewashed version of Jesus, that if Messiah came out of the sky today and he looked like myself, what would some of these racist white supremacists do? Would they fear the Messiah, or would they just like,
Right.
oh
What would
no?
some African people do though? Because I'm over here and I'm seeing people put on their public transportation vehicles pictures of a white Jesus and a black skull of a Rasta man. So the Rasta man is dangerous. That's how they view themselves, dangerous and scary or whatever. And the white Jesus is purity and love and peace and all that stuff. So I feel like some African people are gonna hate the fact that Jesus is black, and we hate ourselves. It's in my family. There's the colorism is in my family too. We're different shades, and no one talks about it. But as I grew up, again, I realized that some people feel a certain way about their own self, and so based on that, they're treating other people, um, you know, in ways that they shouldn't to get security from that.
What are your thoughts on the bleaching of the skin of so many Africans right now?
That's very, very, very sad, and is it really is disheartening. And I've also made a video talking about that, because in Sudan, for example, and I'm sure this is, again, now if I see something happening in one African country, it's probably all over Africa. But in Sudan, there was a documentary about how women are not being chosen for marriage or for jobs because they're not light enough. So they feel forced to go and buy these creams to lighten their skin so they can get married and can get a job and move on with their life. This is a very systematic agenda. And if you're not aware of it, you're just not aware of it. But when you become aware of it, it's very dangerous and it's alarming. I grew up in the city, and on my street, there were some Nubian families, some Dinka families from Sudan. And I always noticed this. Like I could tell, wait, we're not the same, but also the the interaction is not positive. So again, it takes me back to your book, because when you were talking about the Kimite or Egyptian and Nubian relations, it helped me understand why are we acting like this? Because again, I always ask why is this going on, and no one gave me an answer. So this, but obviously it's an ancient, rivalry and issue, and
Mhm.
again, it goes back to classism. But um, yeah, I wondered why the Nubians were darker than me, and who are the Nubians and who are we? Like, and why are we in the same land on the same street and we can't talk to each other? The Nubians, I noticed that like Nubian women, they would stare me down or look at me, and sometimes children would call me names. And I wanted to be their friends, but I didn't understand what was happening. But now that I have an understanding, you know, I get it. I see why they feel the way they do and act the way they do. And I
Yeah,
really like the Nubians. I really like the Nubians. And if I had to choose, actually, I wanted to live in Aswan for the rest of my life. So, but
yeah,
I haven't gotten that opportunity. But if I choose anywhere in Egypt to live, I want to be down there with the Nubians.
yeah. You know, the Aswan is the people of Aswan are very fun. And my experience to you of being in Aswan was these people. They mentioned to me that we are the ones who started this. People who are called Nubians in Aswan consider themselves to be the native Egyptians, the descendants of the pharaohs. They speak the Pharaonic language, and they also feel that their land has been stolen from them by uh, those of more Arabic descent in upper and lower Egypt, so to speak. What are your thoughts on that? On many Nubians feeling that they are the native of Egypt?
Well, I mean, they of course are the more preserved, purer, if I have to say race, then that's, I mean, they haven't mixed like we did. So again, going back to your book, Hatshepsut, how did she look at the Nubians?
Mhm.
That's wrong. Also, if you're making deals with foreigners, you're bound to mix with them.